But in terms of my budget, I was tracking my expenses every month, and as I said, I was still racking up over $100,000 in expenses every single month. And every month I would look at my expenses like, why am I still paying so much in expenses? Hi guys, it's your girl Jo. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so first thing I want you guys to do is, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. I realize a lot of people are watching my videos, but a lot of people aren't subscribing. Guys, if you're watching my videos all the time, might as well you just subscribe. I mean, seriously guys, if you're watching, please, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Alright, so today I want to talk about the most frequent question I got while I was working. And that's to no surprise. I mean, everybody wants to know, like, how you managing? How you doing? Yeah, and by that, they mean financially. Everybody wants to know if, maybe I have a little sugar daddy or somebody that's financing my expenses every month, because I was still traveling. I was still going to the gym every day, living life. I was still going to the country, going to the beaches, the hotel. Yeah, I still was. By the way, guys, I know a lot of people said they liked my hair the last time. I normally buy, if it's braids, this is crochet. I normally buy on AliExpress, and if you watch my first vlog ever, you noticed that I said that I do my own hair. Yes, 99.999% of the times, whenever you see my hair, I'm the one who do it. So yeah. Anyway, back to the question. But it's just because a lot of people ask about my hair, and I actually redid it. It's actually done bigger this time than you saw me on Valentine's Day. And if you notice, my lovely roses are still here, thriving, especially the white ones. Yeah, them are going with a bag of things still. The red ones are dried up, which I definitely I knew they would, because I'm used to getting red roses, so I know that the red ones will dry up quick. Anyway, so back to the burning question. Everybody wanted to know, how am I surviving? Like, who spent by you? Like, ugh. Anyway, so I must say, as I said to you guys, my job was made redundant, and if you guys don't know, usually when there's a redundancy, depending on how many years you work for the company and a lot of other factors, then you would most likely be entitled to a redundancy payout. And so I was entitled to that. Throughout my employment there, most of it was on contractual basis and not permanent basis, so I wouldn't have been paid out for those years that I was on contract, but only for the few years that I was permanently employed. So my redundancy pay wasn't as much as I would have wanted it to be. But anyway, yeah. So the first thing I did when I got my redundancy pay, I said I had to set a cap. A cap meaning, no matter what, I cannot touch any amount of this money, no matter what. So I'm gonna get myself a new job quick. I'm gonna create a job for myself to earn additional income, but no matter what, I can't go above that. And I think I set it at half. So based on my redundancy pay, I said, okay, I can't spend more than half of it, and I'm allowed to say the next half or invest it or whatever, but I cannot spend more than half. Then no, if anybody knows me, you know me, I'm an accountant. Look at me. I'm an accountant. I'm not just a pretty face. I'm not just an accountant. I am actually someone who is very, I don't want to just say financially intelligent, but I've always had a passion about keeping money and investing it. I think over the years I've learned to invest, but growing up, I always had a passion in keeping money. I was that child who your parents could always count, and I know sometimes, like when I was growing up, if you guys don't know, my mom was a single mom, and so it was just me, her, and my brother. And sometimes if my dad was gonna be late with our lunch money for the week, I was that child who you could say, Jody, you have any money can pay for your lunch tomorrow? Yeah, I was that child. If mommy was ever short on anything, lend me your money, I give you back. I was that child. My mom called me a miser growing up, and so I was always that child who was always saving, no matter what. Even when we feel like me live hand to mouth, me still save something. Always. I've never not be saving, never. So, and that has always worked out for me, and thankfully it did work out for me. Even though when the job was made redundant, I said to myself, I'm not touching my savings any at all. If I'm touching it, is to invest, not to spend on any daily expenses. And so I kept my promise to myself. So that was one thing. And honestly, throughout the period, I wasn't able to forfeit a lot of expenses. I think the two major expenses that I was able to save significantly on were gas, because I was driving, when I was working, I was driving to and from Kingston every day, and also toll. I used to pay toll to and from Kingston each and every day. So those two major expenses were probably the only thing I saved on. Other than that, I still had all my regular expenses to pay. I still had to buy food, I still had to pay all the bills in the house. And if you guys know, I did say that I live with my mom. I do, but not because I live with my mom. I'm not a freaking bum. I'm not a bum. I pay every expense you can think of, and I'm not talking half and half. I pay every expense you can think of. The only expense that I don't pay is mortgage or rent, because my parents own our house. So I don't have to pay those expenses or those kind of expenses, thank God. But everything else, yes, I still have to. Everything, you know. And if you look at me, I like to do my nails, my hair, and it's not cheap. So I did, however, as I said to you guys, and as I've shown you guys based on the video that I have about budgeting, that I do budget. So I think that also worked for me. I saved, well, not saved, because I wasn't making any money to save. But in terms of my budget, I was tracking my expenses every month, and as I said, I was still racking up over $100,000 in expenses every single month. And every month I would look at my expenses like, why am I still paying so much in expenses? But I know why. Two major things occurred during that period. One was that I went and serviced my car, and then I was told that I have a whole bunch of front end parts to buy, and that close to 100 grand I think I spent on my car totally overall throughout the period. Then no, I went to that cleaning because, you know, I was trying to use up all my health benefits while I still had them. Like, my old company told me that, you know, I still have my health benefits until the end of the year. So I was like, okay, I need to go do everything. So I went and got my teeth clean. I had known from the previous year that I needed to take out the wisdom tooth, this one, based on how it was growing. So I went to the dentist to do a cleaning, and I actually did like some bunch of x-ray stuff just so that they could have documentation. And they told me that I needed to set them out ASAP. That, no, I was quoted for $185,000. I was like, what? Where did we get that from? Anyway, thankfully the insurance covered most of that cost. So I still end up paying some money, but the insurance covered most of it. And as I said, I still had my daily expenses to pay, you know. And what I tried not to do was deprive myself of anything. I always ensure that I only buy stuff that I need. 1 or 2 times I'd buy. I don't think I buy. Each month there's nothing that I could look on my list to say I could have skipped. I could have forfeited that expense. Nothing. Everything that I bought were things that I needed. And so it was important to me as well that I still had some sort of normalcy, even though I wasn't working, because my mental health is more important than anything else in this world, anything that money can buy. If I'm not good mentally, I'm not able to thrive. I don't want to just survive, I have to thrive as well. And for me, it was very important that I was still able to do the things I wanted to do. So it was still important for me to get up every day and go to the gym. Still important for me to buy nice things occasionally, because I was still I still, even though I wasn't going out, I still would go to a river or two every other week or something, and you know, I have expenses to pay. And so, as I said, it was important for me to have some form of normalcy. If not, I would be depriving myself, and if I deprive myself, I wouldn't be good mentally. And if I'm not good mentally, I wouldn't be able to get out of that state of not working, knowing that I'm not earning any money and all of that. I'm able to go, you know, still job hunt. And speaking of job hunt, I was job hunting like crazy, especially in the beginning. For the first 2 months, after the redundancy, I had an interview every week. I think at one point I had like 3 interviews in 1 week. And it wasn't that I wasn't getting interviews. I mean, I spent years working on my career. I spent years working on my education. And so I was marketable. But I think what happened was that even like conducting some of these interviews or being a part of these interviews, I knew that I wasn't going to get the job just based on the salary package that they had on the table. Like, I know at this point in my life, I can't settle. I need house too. I need all that. I need to move out. What the hell? I can't live on the same little bit of money that I used to get. And so I wasn't going to settle. I said to myself, no matter what, even though I had a cap on the money that I budgeted for to spend while I wasn't working, I knew I wasn't going to settle for anything less than I thought I deserved, anything less that would enable me to cover all my monthly expenses without feeling like I'm drowning or I'm struggling to pay them. And that was very important to me. I think like after that I took a break and I went to Florida, and then I was in Florida and I came back, and then I had those 2 tormenting week of quarantine that I would never ever do again. Listen, that was the most draining experience in my entire life. Even not working wasn't as draining. Those 2 weeks of quarantine and that's why I didn't go back to Florida, because even then my friend said, come back, no, come back. And I was like, because I'm not quarantined ever again for 2 weeks. Nope. But as long as the government say I have to quarantine, I'll not be traveling. Nope. So I stayed in Jamaica, and when I came back and after that quarantine, I said I have to start job hunting again. But before that, even before I left, I started working on my business plan and everything. And my daily routine was this: get up in the morning. If you guys don't know, so I suffer from like real insomnia or chronic insomnia, and then I'm an early bird. I rise with the sun, so I'm going to bed late. I'm waking up early, but the good thing is that even though I woke up early, I was able to go back in the bed. And so I would just relax every morning, take my little time. I'd wake up, I'd watch Wendy Williams, and then I would eat a little breakfast, and then work on my business, and then get ready for gym. Then I'd come back tired as hell. If I had energy, I'd work on my business or I'd work on my YouTube, and then I'd relax for the rest of the evening. And that was my daily routine, and that was important for me. And so I know a lot of people saw me every day in the gym, and it's like, that girl must have it because she's here in the gym every day. Like, yeah. But honestly, guys, like, I think the most important thing for me was thriving mentally throughout that period. Once I got through that mentally, I know I could get through anything, and I ensured that I did. So yeah, that was really it for me. I didn't have no sugar daddy. I don't want none, because I don't want a man come chop off my head. And I'm taking no man money. If you're not my man, in that case you wouldn't be a sugar daddy. If you're not my man, I don't want nothing from you because I have nothing to give to you. So no, I'm sure a lot of girls have been offered that. And like I said in my video about sugar daddy, yes, they're men. There's always going to be men who want to splurge on a beautiful girl like me. That don't mean I'm going to say yes, because growing up, my mom used to tell me all the time, if you don't have nothing to give to a man, don't take anything from him. And so I don't have nothing to give a man, so I'm not taking nothing from a man. That's really it. And honestly, like, even to go into that, like, you guys see men killing women all the time because women are cheat on them and this and that. That will not be me. Nope. So I rather stay by myself and work for mine, and it's been working for me so far, and I will continue to do that and continue to inspire girls that you can do that. You can make it on your own. You don't need a man to get through to do anything that you want to do. All you take is you. It's all on you. So yeah. Yeah, so that's really it. I didn't have no sugar daddy, no nothing like that. I had to be living on a budget, which I don't mind because I'm a pro at it. And that's really it. There was nothing to it. My only concern was that ensuring that I get a job before the money done or before it reached the cap that I had set. And as it got close, I remember when I was like $100,000 away from the cap, I was like, Jody, you have to get a job by the end of this month. You have to get a job by the end of the month. And so, surprisingly, in one day, I got 2 calls for 2 offers. One day. Like, I remember I pulled up to the gym, in the afternoon or in the morning. That morning I went to the gym early actually. I remember right before I came out the car, I got a call with a job offer, and then I called my friend, my best friend after that, and I said, I just got a job offer. As soon as I came off the phone, I got a next call. I was like, God, you're so good. Yes, Lord. It's like, this is it. You're not going to go above the cap. Girl, you made it. And that was important for me, guys. It was important because, as I said, for me, I just said to myself, say, I have to be able to save some of the redundancy money off to invest to do something else that I want to do. Like, I cannot afford to spend all of it during the period that I'm not working. No. This is for all the years when I felt like I was underpaid. This is the money now that I'm getting to save. So, yeah. And so I made it through, and I have to give God thanks every day. Like, I don't take anything for granted. The whole, sorry, did I say the whole? The whole experience of not working was a pivotal point in my life. It taught me a lot of lessons, and it has, projected me on a path that I'm on now, and I have to stay focused because I have certain things aligned that I want to do, and just make things very clearer for me. And so I think everything happens for a reason. As I said to everybody, like, when it happened, I wasn't sad. I'm still not sad. There's nothing I regret. That period, I needed those months of rest, those months of refocusing on myself, those months of not getting up every day and going to work that I used to do other things. It was needed. It was needed. And so, yeah. Anyway, guys, please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.